According to Daniel 7:24, the 10 kings arise from a kingdom of 10 nations, which Jesus revealed to me are the nations that surround Israel that are trying to overthrow the state of Israel. This video about smuggling Iranian rockets into Gaza provides an example of the kingdom-like interaction between Syria, Iran, Iraq, Egypt, and Lebanon, which, as far as I can tell from my research, are part of the 10-nation kingdom. Jesus also revealed to me that the 10 kings described in Daniel 7:24 are the leaders of the terrorist organizations that are arising within the 10-nation kingdom, who are also trying to overthrow the state of Israel. This video supports that Hassan Nasrallah, the leader of Hezbollah in Lebanon, is one of the 10 kings, and he might turn out to be one of the 3 kings that Daniel 7:24 tells us the Antichrist will have to subdue when he implements the peace treaty described in Daniel 9:27 that he will make when he rises to power.
Several months ago, Israeli intelligence identifies activity in Syria, a weapon shipment departing the Damascus International Airport. The shipment contained Syrian-made M302 rockets intended for use against Israeli civilians by terror groups in the Gaza Strip. The rockets are flown out to the Iranian capital, Tehran. As in previous smuggling attempts of this kind, the rockets are disguised amongst regular cargo crates. The crates containing the weapons are marked with a white stripe on their hull. From Tehran, the crates are sent to Bandar Abbas port in southern Iran, where they're loaded on a civilian vessel, the Colossus C. The ship's crew is unknowingly delivering weapons to terrorists. The next stop is Qasr port in Iraq, where more civilian cargo crates are loaded. They are intended to complete falsification of the shipment and obscure the Iranian connection. This delayed the ship for 5 more days. The ship is headed for Port Sudan, but is stopped before reaching its destination. Israeli naval forces intercept the vessel and prevent the weapons from reaching the Gaza Strip. Without this initiative, the rockets would have been smuggled via land through the Sinai Peninsula and into Gaza. There, they would have been used by terror groups to threaten innocent civilians in major population centers, including Jerusalem and Tel Aviv. This technique has been used in past smuggling attempts from Iran, including the case of Victoria, which held 50 tons of weapons, the Karine A, which held 50 tons of weapons, and the Frankop, which held 500 tons of weapons.
When the next video clip discloses that the Iranian M302 rockets were first launched into Israel from Lebanon, it reveals that Syria is also shipping them to Lebanon, which supports that Lebanon is one of the 10 nations that make up the 10-nation kingdom described in Daniel 7:24.
The M302 were first fired at Israel during the Second Lebanon War in 2006. Then they struck major cities such as Haifa and Afula.
In the next video clip, Hassan Nasrallah, the leader of Hezbollah and one of the 10 kings that the Antichrist will arise from among, collaborates that Syria and Iran are behind shipping Iranian rockets to Gaza. You will hear him lament that the Sunni Muslim nations that make up part of the 10-nation kingdom are not helping the Shiite Muslim nations in the 10-nation kingdom ship rockets to Gaza, and you will hear him call on them to do so.
كيف وصل فجر 5 إلى غزة، وكيف وصلت صواريخ جراد إلى غزة، وكيف وصلت صواريخ ضد الدروع إلى غزة من كورنيت وغيرها، وكيف وصلت صواريخ ضد الطائرات إلى غزة، ومن أرسلها ومن أوصلها. هذا اليوم بده توقف، هاليوم بده سؤال كبير. قبل ما نقعد نحكي عن الدول اللي عم تجيب لنا دواء وعم تعطينا قرشين وكذا، خلينا نشوف من الذي مكن غزة اليوم أن تقف على قدميها وتثق بعد الله بنفسها وتقاتل وتصنع المفاجآت وتقصف تل أبيب وتقصف القدس وتطلق النار على الطائرات وعلى البوارج وتدمر الآليات الإسرائيلية. وهنا يجب أن يحضر من جديد وبدون مجاملات دور الجمهورية الإسلامية في إيران ودور سوريا في هذا الموضوع. التحدي الحقيقي، العروبة الحقيقية، الإسلام الحقيقي هو أن تملك الدول العربية جرأة أن ترسل السلاح اليوم وقبل الغد إلى غزة. الإسرائيلي عشو عم بيراهن إنه صواريخ غزة بتوقف لحالها بتخلص. أنا بتذكر بآخر أيام الحرب شو كان يقول شيمون بيريز، كان وقتها رئيس حكومة العدو، كان يقول نحن نراهن على انتهاء مخزون الصواريخ عند المقاومة اللبنانية. اليوم الإسرائيلي يراهن على انتهاء مخزون الصواريخ عند المقاومة الفلسطينية، ومن أوجب الواجبات فتح الحدود وإيصال المزيد من الصواريخ إلى المقاومة الفلسطينية في غزة، لأنه هذا رهان الإسرائيلي. وين العرب؟ اللي بيدفعوا فلوس وبيبعتوا سلاح وبيشتروا سلاح وبيبعتوا سفن مليئة بالسلاح إلى المقاتلين المعارضين في سوريا، ولكنهم لا يجرؤون أن يرسلوا طلقة إلى غزة. ليه؟ لأنه في إسرائيل، لأنه في الإدارة الأمريكية، لأنه CIA حتطالبهم. هذا هو التحدي الحقيقي.
When Jesus revealed to me that the 10-nation kingdom is made up of those nations that surround Israel, that are trying to overthrow the state of Israel, and that the 10 kings are the leaders of the terrorist organizations that are arising within the 10-nation kingdom, he did not give me the names of the nations or the kings, but rather he told me I could figure this out. Since then, I have been researching these topics, and as far as I can tell, the nations that make up the 10-nation kingdom include Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, Egypt, Yemen, Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, Qatar, and Turkey. And the kings that have risen so far include Ayman al-Zawahiri, the leader of al-Qaeda, Khalid Mashal, the leader of Hamas, Hassan Nasrallah, the leader of Hezbollah, Yusuf al-Qaradawi, a prominent Muslim Brotherhood imam, Nasir al-Wahishi, the leader of al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula, and Muhammad Badi, the leader of the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt. The overthrow of Mubarak in Egypt and the ongoing overthrow of Assad in Syria has opened the door for more of the 10 kings to arise, which I can see beginning to take place in the Sinai in Egypt and among the forces that are trying to overthrow President Assad in Syria. According to Daniel 7:24, after the 10th of these kings arises, the Antichrist will arise from among them, and according to Daniel 9:27, he will make a peace treaty with many nations regarding Israel. According to Daniel 8:13 through 14, the length of time from the time the Antichrist rises to power until we are rescued in the resurrection is 2,300 days, or about 7 years. The time of our redemption is closer than we realize.